morning, welcome back to Bodywise. Today we're going to be doing a legs, bums and tums workout. So predominantly the abdominals, obliques, bum, legs. We're going to get started straight away. Listen to your body. Any exercise that doesn't feel comfortable for you, any adaptations I make, please make sure that you take them and listen to your body and try to work with the right breathing technique. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, lengthen your spine from the crown of your head to your tailbone, and you're just going to start with cat curls. You're going to breathe out, pull up the abdominals and round the spine into a cat curl, and then from the tailbone release sequentially through the spine through to your head. So exhale all in one, and then on the inhale try and release the spine from the tailbone through to your head. So exhale, rounding, inhale, releasing from the tailbone, right the way through to your head. Two more. Curl, inhale through the nose, tilting that pelvis back, and release. And your last one, breathing out, and then releasing to a neutral spine. So stay looking down, shoulders away from the ears and into your Superman. So you're going to slide and reach opposite arm and leg on the exhale, inhale to place. Exhale, reach, inhale, place. As best as you can, extend the knee fully. So pull up the thigh, engage the buttock to get that leg up to hip height. Stabilize your shoulder, so make sure that you don't overreach with your arm, that your shoulder doesn't shoot up towards your ear. Exhale and inhale. One more on each side. And reach and release. Just sit back on your heels and your elbows for a moment. Just release those wrists. And then come back up onto all fours, and just a different movement for the spine, just waking up the obliques, the lateral abdominals. I'm going to place my hands slightly further forwards. As I breathe out, I'm going to take the weight out of one hand and bend the other elbow so it comes towards the floor but doesn't touch. And with my other arm, I'm going to touch with the back of my hand away in line with the shoulder. And breathe in, come back up. So I'm going to bend the other arm now without letting the elbow touch and reach the hand as far away as I can, but in a straight line with the shoulder. So I'm breathing out and in and out. Now to work the tricep, I know we've said legs, bums and tums, but this is an area we could always do with working. Try not to let your weight go back. If it goes back, you're not going to work this upper arm. If you keep the weight forwards as far as is comfortable for the wrists, you'll work the back of the upper arm, the tricep, a bit more. And reach, look at the hand, and reach. Good job, well done. All right, so we're going to go straight into glute work here. If your wrists are really suffering from already being on the hands a little while, you can come down onto your elbows if you prefer. Hands underneath the shoulders, and you're going to extend one leg in line with the hip. When you breathe out, keeping the hips still, bring the leg up to the center point. When you breathe in, it's going to go across to one side, touching the floor. Exhale is up in the middle. Inhale, touch the other side. Exhale, inhale. Now we're looking for stability today. Sometimes I get you to swing the hips when you do this, keeping the foot on the floor. So we work with a little bit of fascial release, a little bit more mobility of the spine. Now I'm looking for the core stabilizers to stabilize the pelvis, working the buttock, inner thigh and outer thigh, and pulling up your abs, keeping the shoulders away from your ears. So exhale up in the middle, inhale center. Be careful you don't lift the legs so high in the middle that it makes you drop your lower back, your tummy, and drop your lower back. Okay, so keep everything nicely aligned. We just do one more. Up in the middle and hold it. Hamstring curl. Exhale, inhale. So working the hamstring muscle when you bend the knee, the thigh when you straighten. And you can see I'm also pointing and flexing at the ankle. which is going to work the muscles of the lower leg as well. 3 and 2 and 1 and down. Sit back on the heels just to stretch through that glute, but also just to release your wrists a moment. You're going to come back up, find your correct posture, hands under shoulders, lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck. Extend the other leg this time. Stabilizing, exhale up in the middle, inhale, tap. Exhale up, inhale, tap. Now people often ask me, oh, how far do I have to tap out to the side and across each side? The answer is as far as 1, it feels comfortable at your hip, and 2, that you can stabilize and keep the hips still and only move your leg. So exhale up, inhale, tap. If you start to feel it on your wrist, go down onto your elbows, but just be careful with your shoulder posture. Keep those abs pulled up. We're going to tap 1 more each side now. And up in the center level with the hips, hamstring curl. Exhale, inhale. So I'm trying to keep my knee up at hip height, curling on the exhale, and again pointing and flexing that ankle. Hip bones staying level, so my pelvis is stabilized. 2 more. And release, sit back and down. Well done. Good. Alright, so we've nicely warmed up through the hips. We're going to go down and do some abs now, so some ab curls, and then going back to the buttocks. So on your back, legs parallel, feet flat on the floor, slide the hands in underneath your head, tuck your chin in. Breathing out to roll up, and breathing in to come down. Exhale up, and inhale down. So we're mobilizing the spine as well as working the abdominals. Pull up internally, zip up the pelvic floor, tighten and flatten the belt muscle with every curl up. Relaxing the shoulders, making sure they're not tensing and coming up right underneath the ears, but distance from your ears to your shoulders. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And we're going to do 3 more. 2. The last one. And down you go. Alright, so we're going to do the bridge, and we're going to bring in the calf muscle as well. So we're going to be doing heel raises. We're going to have the arms down for this one. We're going to exhale, tilt the pelvis, squeezing the buttocks, rolling up into the bridge on the exhale, still exhaling, lift the heels. Inhale, lower the heels, inhale, roll down. So it's 2 movements per breath. So the 2 movements on the exhale are to roll up into the bridge. Once you're up there, to lift your heels, inhale, lower the heels, and to roll back down and release to neutral. Obviously, any of you that have ankle or feet issues that find it uncomfortable to do the heel raise, try it with a smaller raise where you're just taking the weight out of the heels a little bit and see if that's comfortable. If not, just stay with the bridge and hold the bridge instead of doing the heel raise. And back down. Okay, so keep those going, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Exhaling, rolling up, lifting, lowering, and back down. Breathing out, rolling up, lifting up, lower, and down. Good. We'll do 1 more. Now you can either stay here if you're not doing the heel raises and do 10 buttock pulses, or hold the bridge and do 10 heel raises. So really keeping those glutes isolated right now and working those calf muscles. And last one, and down you go. Good. we're going to be doing the single leg extension, but we're going to be doing the leg extension in an ab curl position today. If you start to feel it's too much in the ab curl position, at any time put your head and shoulders down. So we're going to imprint, engage through the abs, lift one leg to 90 degrees and the other leg to 90 degrees. Those of you who are strong enough to do this in a neutral pelvic position, that's absolutely fine, but just make sure those abs are engaged. Hands underneath the head, rolling up into your ab curl and holding this. Legs stay parallel. Think buttock, thigh, exhaling to reach, inhale, bend, then change sides. Exhale and inhale. Now the height of the leg, totally individual, right? You decide, but you need to make sure that when you extend the leg, your lower back doesn't pop up off the mat. Engage those abs, and if you find that you are straining through this area, reach the leg just a little bit higher, and that will make that just a little bit easier. Hold the ab curl if you can, shoulders relaxed. Nice and slow. 4 more. 4 and 3, 2, last one. Roll down with the head and shoulders, with the hands 1 foot down and the other foot down. And we're going back to the bridge, and we're going to be doing step outs and step ins. If you find the buttocks get tired, come down with the hips and do your step out and step ins with your bum on the floor. That's fine, all right? But the longer you can keep those hips up, the more you're going to work those glutes. So we're going to breathe out and roll up into the bridge. Breathe in, hold. Keeping this height, I'm going to step 1 foot out to the edge of the mat, then the other one. And then I'm going to breathe in and step, come back in again. So I'm going to breathe out, step out, breathe out, step out, breathe in, step in, breathe in, step in. Okay? Draw the chin in ever so slightly so you're not with the head looking back up at the ceiling. Look forwards. Out, out, in. One more with this leg leading. Hold with the legs parallel. Check that you've not dropped the hips. And then roll down. Slowly release to neutral. I think you know what's coming. We're going back up, and we're going to lead now with the opposite leg. So exhale, we're going to roll up. Breathe in, hold. And here we go, other leg. One more. Hold, check the height of the hips, and then exhale, roll down slowly. All right, we're going to do the obliques, the lateral twist now, but we're going to do it at level 1 with the feet on the floor, because the following exercise is a tough one that requires a lot of strength, and I don't want you over fatiguing. Obviously, if you know you're capable of doing lots in this kind of position with the legs up and you're working the abs, then go ahead if you know how to do the level 3 obliques with the legs in the air and the leg extension. Go ahead. Exhaling up and across. Remembering that you're aiming the bottom rib towards the opposite hip. This is if you've got a big cross painted on your torso and you're shortening one line each time. Chin drawn in. The legs stay still, the hips stay still. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest down. All right, so earlier on I had you in the ab curl position doing single leg extensions. You're now going to do both legs at the same time. So now it's extra important that you keep this connection here and try not to let your back pop up off the mat. I'm going to imprint, bring one leg up 90 degrees and then the other one, and keep them just ever so slightly apart. Hands go back underneath the head. I tuck my chin in on the exhale and coming up and extending the legs. And I'm going to stay up in the ab curl. Breathe in to bend. We're going to go slow. We're going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out and breathe in. And I'm really focusing when I'm exhaling on tightening here, engaging my abs so that this lower back stays down in towards the mat. And making sure that I fully extend my knees so this thigh muscle engages. I'm zipping up the pelvic floor and flattening my belt muscle. I'm going to do 3 more. If you start to get tired here, continue with your head and shoulders down. Let's do 1 more. And then I'm going to hug my knees into my chest and just do a little rock from side to side. Good job. All right, so we're going to be rolling over onto our front, and we're going to be doing the swan prep, so it focuses more on the buttocks and the thighs, and then staying in a similar position and really working the inner thighs and the glutes with the heel squeeze prone. So we're coming down into the swan starting position, which is face down. Legs open, and then rotate them outwards slightly from the hips. This is going to give you a little bit more range of motion at your pelvis. Now normally we'd have the arms here for the swan, but I want you to place one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead on your hands. You're comfortable with your neck. Relax your shoulders. Make sure you don't have the arms folded, okay? That's going to close and scrunch the shoulders up. We want to spread the shoulder blades. Breathing out, pull up your thighs so the kneecaps lift. Engage your buttocks and lift the legs. And then inhale, lower and relax every time. So every time you're re-engaging thighs and bum, exhale, lifting. Inhale to lower, inhale to relax. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathe out and in. Now your goal when you lift the legs is not to tense your shoulders. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And you should feel as if you're trying to lift your tummy button up away from the mat and put more weight into your pubic bone. 3 more. Lots of length into those legs. Imagine you're trying to reach something with your toes. Last one. And down. Keeping the legs in that very same position, all you're going to do is bend your knees until your heels are together, only the heels with the feet turned out as are the knees still. So heels squeeze. Breathe out, press the heels together. That's going to trigger your inner thighs. Then clench those buttocks and see what happens. And inhale to release. So press the heels. Squeeze the bottom. When you squeeze the bottom, you should feel your pubic bone push down into the mat and your knees very possibly lift away from the mat. Exhale, press and lift. And inhale, lower. Remember, when you breathe out and press and lift, pull up the pelvic floor, tighten those abdominals, have the feeling as if you're lifting your tummy away from the mat. Relax your shoulders. In through the nose. 4 more. Last 3, press those heels. And 2. Last 1. And release. And release. Good job. Well done. All right. So, sit back into your shell stretch just to release the glutes and the lower back a moment. And then we're going to come into box plank with foot lift. So the box position is with the toes curled under, the knees lifted, and we're going to be doing leg lifts. All right, you can see the knees stay close to the floor. If your feet and your wrists don't permit this movement, all right, you can come down into this plank position here with the hips lifted here. So keep that feeling of the hips lifted. And we're literally just going to very slightly lift and lower one leg like this, keeping the hips up and in that plank position. That way there's no strain on your wrists and no strain on your feet, all right? But make sure your leg lift in that position is very, very tiny, all right? Very important, otherwise you're going to put too much strain on your lower back. All right, so hands underneath the shoulders or slightly further forwards, knees underneath your hips, toes curled under, spine nice and long. When you exhale, engage the abdominals, pelvic floor, buttocks, and lift your knees an inch, very small. Now exhale, kick up, donkey kick, inhale, place the foot. What's very important here is that when you kick this leg up, that this doesn't happen, okay? Keep the other leg close to the mat. As many as you can, and if you need to come down, take a little rest and start again, you can. Otherwise, we are going for more. This is a tough one. 3. Very good arm strengthener as well. Last one. And down. Excellent. Sit back. Rest on your elbows. Circle those wrists. Well done. Alright, so we're going to come onto the side. However, getting nice and warm on the side today. We're going to be, if you can, on your elbow. If you feel this is too much on your shoulder and on your elbow, just lie down on your side with your head on your arm or your head on a cushion. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to be doing these positions here. We're going to break it up with a bridge before we go on to the other side. So I'd like you to have your hip bones stacked, the elbow underneath your shoulder, and this lovely triangle that we always have. Make sure you don't slouch, pull up. All right, and you're going to extend just the top leg, keeping the bottom leg bent. Okay, you're going to exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. This hand, if you can, here. So you have that feeling of keeping your chest open. If you have any shoulder issues or neck tension issues that prevent this, just rest it here, that's fine, or rest it on the floor. Exhaling up. Now doing it in this position, you're going to restrict your range of motion quite a bit more and really focus on a strong movement coming from here. Two more. We're going to hold this one up at hip height, no higher. Put length into that leg, really squeeze that buttock, keep this waist pulled up, and draw me little circles. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. You're going to stay on your elbow and place the hand on the leg. And what I want you to do is, as you open this knee, push down with your hand so you're creating resistance for this muscle. So you're exhaling and inhale. What I want you to avoid doing is rolling back. You're going to keep this posture. Exhale, inhale, just with a little push with the hand. So that will help you work the pectoral muscle as well. One more. And release. Okay, so before we do the other side, we're going to roll back onto our back. Now, if you don't have a soft ball, squashy ball, or a fitness circle, you can just use a cushion from your sofa, a pillow from your bed, anything that will just allow you to squash inwards with the knees and work your inner thighs. All right, so placing the ball between the knees or your cushion between the knees, feet fairly close in, ready for the bridge. And we're going to squeeze the ball, tilt the pelvis, roll up, exhaling, coming up, and inhale to come down and release. Exhale, squeeze and roll, and inhale and release. Exhale, squeeze and roll up, keep those going. And as you can see, I can do that just as well with a sofa cushion between my knees. So I'm getting something to press in against. The only thing I would say is depending on the width of whatever it is you're using, how thick it is, however your knees are, your heels should be the same width apart underneath your knees, all right, so that you're nicely aligned. Squeeze, roll up, inhale, come down. Open the chest, relax your shoulders, Remember pelvic floor and belt muscle too. Okay, we're going to do 3 more. Squeeze, lift, roll. And down. And the last one, and we're going to hold up and just do little squeezes on the ball or the cushion or the circle. If it feels too much, do the squeezes with the hips up. Those of you who suffered sciatica or piriformis syndrome and it's over tightening, do it with the bum down, the little squeezes. 4, 3, 2, hold breath in, exhale, down, you come and release. Good job. All right, so you're going to roll over to do your other side now, your other leg. And you might find that you have an injury on one shoulder and not the other, so this side you can do or you can't do, and you want to lie down. So remember that is an option. Keep this lovely triangle, the knees are bent, place your hand wherever's comfortable, extend the leg. All right, here we go. Keeping the hip bones stacked so that you're not rolling your hips back or forwards. Exhale up, inhale down. We have 4 more. We're going to hold up like we did last time at hip height, but lots of length in, really engage that glute and little circles. 7, 6, keeping nice and stable. 4, 3, 2, 1, go the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bend. If you need to lie down, if this is getting too much, go ahead, hand here, keeping the hips from rolling back, just opening, pushing down with the hand when you push up with the leg, keeping this. We have 2 more. And your last one. And release. Good job. All right, so we're going to do a reverse curl. And let's keep it facing this way. Which is a preparation exercise for the full rollover. We're not going to do the full rollover because we're going to be doing the full roll up with scissor legs following on from this one. So this is just to help get those abs awake and mobilize that lower back a little bit. We're going to imprint, bring the legs up, one at a time, crossing the ankles when you do, and extend them ever so slightly. Make sure that they don't drop to here. I need you to keep them in just a little bit. All right, and if you suffer with your back, they must start and finish over your hips. Hands are up with the fingers interlaced, the shoulders right down into the mat, and I'm looking at my shins, not at the ceiling. Exhale, I'm going to tighten my abdominals, which will bring my hip bones towards my ribs, which in turn will mean the legs will come towards me. It's not about just swinging the legs in. It's nothing to do with the legs. It's all about here, bringing these 2 points, the ribs and the hips closer together, and then you'll also feel the lower back shift to the mat. At the same time, pelvic floor. One more with the ankles crossed this way. We're going to uncross, change, and keep going. Those of you who are a little bit stronger in the core can let the legs fall away a little bit more each time. And in doing so, making sure that the lower back doesn't lift off. You're working the abs, they're lengthening under tension, checking that you can keep your control. We have 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And the last one. And release and hug them in, up from side to side. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle down to the end of the mat, otherwise I know I'm going to run out of space at that end. So we're going to do the roll up and the roll down with scissor legs. That gives you a little bit of momentum and a little bit of assistance. We're going to imprint, lift one leg, Extend both legs as best as you can to the ceiling. If you can't get them straight, it doesn't matter, but I do need your knees over your hips. They mustn't stop here, they need to be in over your hips. Straight if you can, arms up and apart. When you breathe in, you're tucking your chin in and lifting your head. Right? When you exhale, one leg will start the movement and the other one will follow. You'll come right the way forwards and breathe in, sit up tall. Now the opposite leg will start to go down. Exhale, roll through the pelvis, sit off your sit bones. The other leg this time, don't look at your feet, look at your knees. Inhale, chin and head. Exhale, I'm going to go with my same leg again to come up. Inhale, sit up, and the same leg each time going down. So it's opposite leg each time per movement. Inhale, head. Exhale, lift, left. Reach, inhale, sit up. One more with this leg leading, tipping back off my sit bones. All right, now I'm going to change legs. So breathe in, up, and the other leg is going to start the movement this time. And up and changing as I go down. Breathing in, head. Exhale, one leg and the other leg, reaching for those ankles. Breathing in, sitting up tall. Exhale, tip and roll. Inhale and exhale. And sit up tall. Good job. All right, so we're going in to do side bends, but we're going to bring a twist through. So we're finishing off with the obliques, with the waist, muscles of the waist. So you're going to come back onto one elbow. I will give you some options here. You can do this with the hips down, easier, with the hips lifting and lowering, all right? Or I'm going to show you the third harder version once we've got going, all right? So we're starting with the arm here. We're going to alternate between exercises. So you're going to breathe out to come over. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, twist through. Inhale, come to here. All right, so it's exhale, pull up the waist. Inhale, arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist through. Inhale up, inhale, hand down. Lifting the hips if you wish. Exhale, inhale, arm up. Exhale, twist through. Inhale, inhale, okay? One more here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Stay with whichever is working for you. Those of you who want to make it really challenging, interlock the top foot into the bottom ankle, slide the feet away a little bit, hand down and open through here, and we're going to go this way. Exhale, over, inhale, arm up, exhale to twist through, inhale, come up, and exhale down. Last one. Exhale, choosing your level very carefully. Inhale, exhale, twist through, inhale up, and exhale down. Fantastic. All right, let's do the other side. And we're done. And I'm going to start you through with all the levels again, and you choose which one you want to work with. Keeping the knees stacked, hips staying down. Exhale, arm up, exhale, twist through, inhale up, replace the arm. All right, so keeping the hips down, this is your option. Excuse me, lifting the hips. Yeah. Some of you might already be on that hard level. Fantastic. Remember the hard level. Hand interlock the top foot. Pre-stretch your mat if your mat's a little bit, has a tendency to stretch a little bit. And off you go. Zip those legs together. Exhale. Inhale, arm up. Exhale to twist through. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. We have one more. Exhale over. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, twist through. Inhale up and down. Excellent work. Well done. All right, so we're just going to do a few little stretches to ease out those muscles that we've been working. And you're going to start with your buttocks. So we're going to hug those knees in towards the chest, the hands behind the knees, and just do a little rock from side to side. Drawing the chin in, either roll onto your side or rock up to seated. And then from here, we're going to open the legs as wide as you can comfortably have the knees straight and sit up nice and tall. You're going to breathe out, turn the chest one way and come over. Okay, now some of you this will be enough. Others you'll find that you'll be able to come right the way over towards your toes. And come up and then swap sides, rotating ever so slightly and reaching. Just make sure you don't lift this buttock, keep that buttock down. And come up. So I'm going to leave one leg where it is and bring the other leg straight out in front of me in line with my hip and just soften this one. And then I'm going to come down over this leg, so I'm stretching the hamstring. I'm going to come up, bring this leg across, opposite hand on the outside of the knee and turn, lifting that breastbone. And release. I'm going to line this leg up with the hip bone and take this one out of the way and come down. Relaxing the shoulders. And come up, cross this one over, hand, turn, lifting through the chest. Bring your legs to tailor position. All right, so I'm going to breathe in, reach up, look up, and exhale, down. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Exhale, down. Your last one, nice deep breath in, and look straight ahead. Excellent, good job. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your legs, bums and tums workout, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.